If you have the opportunity to play this game called life, you have to appreciate every moment. A lot of people don't appreciate their moment until it's past. You can't look at a glass half full or empty if it's overflowing. For me, giving up is harder than trying. I refuse to accept other people's ideas of happiness for me. As if there's a one-size-fits-all standard for happiness. Keep your nose out the sky, keep your heart to God, and keep your face to the rising sun. Love your haters, they're your biggest fans. Hate and love are very similar emotions. Criticism can bother you, but you should be more bothered if there's no criticism. Know your worth. People always act like they're doing more for you than you're doing for them. I don't care about what people think, because people don't think. I completely lost everything, but I gained everything because I lost the fear. People never change. They just become better at hiding who they really are. Justice could just be clearing a path for people to dream properly. If I meet someone I respect or look up to, I will literally kiss their feet. Life is a bitch depending how you dress her. Believe in your flyness, conquer your shyness. Beauty has been stolen from the people and is being sold back to them as luxury. I'm not comfortable with comfort. I'm only comfortable when I'm in a place where I'm constantly learning and growing. My goal, if I was going to do art, fine art, would have been to become Picasso or greater. That always sounds so funny to people, comparing yourself to someone in the past that has done so much, and in your life you're not even allowed to think that you can do as much. That's a mentality that suppresses humanity. The prettiest people do the ugliest things. I think I do myself a disservice by comparing myself to Steve Jobs and Walt Disney and human beings that we've seen before. Life is 5% what happens, and 95% how you react. I'm on the pursuit of awesomeness, excellence is the bare minimum. Most people are slowed down by the perception of themselves. If you're taught you can't do anything, you won't do anything. I was taught I can do everything. If you put your heart into something and you had a grasp of what was really good and you knew you delivered a good product, you have the right to defend your product after people criticize it. I was never really good at anything except for the ability to learn. For me, first of all, dopeness is what I like the most. Dopeness. People who want to make things as dope as possible, and, by default, make money from it. People ask me a lot about my drive. I think it comes from, like, having a sexual addiction at a really young age. Look at the drive that people have to get sex, to dress like this and get a haircut and be in the club in the freezing cold at 3 a.m., the places they go to pick up a girl. If you can focus the energy into something valuable, put that into work ethic. People always say that you can't please everybody. I think that's a cop-out. Why not attempt it? 'Cause think of all the people you will please if you try. If you read books, which I don't, none at all, about how to become a billionaire, they always say, you learn more from your mistakes. So if you learn from your mistakes, then I'm a fucking genius. Similar to Tesla, I'm about lighting the world up. But for me to have the opportunity to stand in front of a bunch of executives and present myself, I had to hustle in my own way. I can't tell you how frustrating it was that they didn't get that. No joke, I'd leave meetings crying all the time. Sometimes people write novels and they just be so wordy and so self-absorbed. I am not a fan of books. I would never want a book's autograph. I am a proud non-reader of books. I don't think people are going to talk in the future. They're going to communicate through eye contact, body language, emojis, signs. Imagine that. If everyone was forced to learn sign language. Creative output, you know, is just pain. I'm going to be cliché for a minute and say that great art comes from pain. I think people think that I pander to fashion, but I believe that the world can only be saved through design. Art is to be free. Design is to fix. It's a tough world out there. You're going to prepare yourself for politics, bad bosses, hating employees, and usually when you're the absolute best, you get hated on the most. Nothing in life is promised except death. If you ask me a question like what is your greatest accomplishment, it should be what I'm about to do. Now, the greatest artist that God has ever created is working for him. My definition of genius is not being that person. The actual human is a genius, but it's a person that just allows God to work through them. Yeah, I'm rich and I'm famous, but I try not to be extra with it. I went from having confidence and arrogance to having faith, and faith is the opposite of fear. And that created this fearless approach that I have. Any woman that you're in love with or that loves you is going to command a certain amount of, energy. It's actually easier to focus, in some ways. My focus is on building real products in the real world, real food, real clothes, real shelter. Do not ask me to do a fucking NFT. Instagram got your bitch social media doing more to hurt families. And families are the key to health. We all self-conscious. I'm just the first to admit it.